I mean, we got a lot to talk about. What do you guys even? What's your organization even doing?
Thank you. Did they downgrade their coaching staff this offseason?
No, but first of all, are they still going to do the thing where they're the only team that doesn't have a GM? Why do they?
For now, yeah.
But somebody has to explain to me, why do they have to show that they're smarter than everybody else? We're not going to hire a traditional GM. Like, why are we still doing the thing where it's like we can show that we don't need to do things the way everybody else does
I think
it?
you're afraid to, because the current guys there have been doing all the work for the last 3 years. So you ship them out. Now we got to bring in other people that we don't know. There's a comfort factor there with them. Because,
by the way, hold on. By the way, Ross Tucker is with us.
Yeah, sorry.
For those who didn't recognize Ross Tucker's voice.
No.
We did.
What's up, man?
Ross Tucker is with us. Yes.
Former NFL offensive lineman. For those who don't know, my claim to fame is Brady was undefeated in the playoffs until they put me in for a couple plays against Denver back in 2005. The game where Watson chased Champ Bailey down,
and it should have been a touchback. But
here's the other thing.
Okay.
Like, I love Mr. Kraft. Okay, I really do. And I don't think I've ever heard a former Patriot, player or coach, say anything bad about him. Everybody loves the guy.
Yeah.
So
Antonio Brown had a few things to say.
Oh, yeah. But here's my frustration. Why would you not interview other people before you give the job to Gerard Mayo? Why would you not?
I don't know.
You're getting a free roll at having people it's like any other business, right? I have small businesses, myfrontpagestory.com. If I could get experts to come in, free consultants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a free consulting 2-hour session where they just tell you everything they think about your business. You're not going to take that. You're not going to take that opportunity. And by the way, even if you still go with Gerard, and they knew they were going to go with Gerard, why not interview 6 other people, learn more about what people think of the Patriots, and then say, you know what? We met with some really good candidates, but Gerard's still the best guy.
I think they
didn't even do that.
They did a disservice to him by not going through that process.
And here's the other thing. Everybody raves about Gerard, and I know he's not Belichick, and that's great. He's only ever been in New England. How many teams did you play for?
3 technically.
Okay, so I played for 5 teams. It's a lot different other places, right? I'm just shocked that not only would they not interview anybody else, but the guy that they're hiring, he's never even been he only knows the quote-unquote Patriot way. Now, the McCourtys will push back, and they'll say, well, he's a lot different. He's his own person. He has his own ideas. And I'm sure all that's true, but, all his ideas are either from New England or his own. He hasn't been around other people to get other ideas.
You're deep-rooted. Sorry, Michael. You're deep-rooted. How I'm going to react when the bleep's hitting the fan, I call it. So, say 7 games in, there's a situation comes up. Oh, I've been trained this. He won't admit that, but in the back of your mind, this is how I've been trained by Bill, and this is what I'm going to do. So it's going to force me to sort of go this way with it, so to speak.
Well,
that's why I can see that playing out.
Okay. The other side of it is, what if you're Robert Kraft and you just know, hey, I've run businesses before. I know I've got a special talent here. I know I'm not going to – it's in his contract, by the way, that he's got the job.
Did Belichick know that? Did Belichick know that?
He must have found out. He's a smart guy. Talk about a smart guy. He must have sniffed that one out, and that would cause some tension. Because that's a sad thing about their relationship. Because Belichick recruited him. He recruited him to be on the coaching staff. You draft a guy, you recruit him to be on the coaching staff, and then you find that out. And that's a disintegration of their relationship. But what if you know that, hey, this guy is so special, I don't want to waste anybody's time. I know it when I see it. So, Gerard Mayo, I don't need to hear anybody else.
You know what's so funny about that? That's the whole one of the main reasons why they came up with the Rooney Rule, was so that people couldn't say that, so that they had to at least interview other people, right? Because usually, the Chargers knew the whole time they wanted Harbaugh, right? Back in the day, they would know who they were going to hire before they even fired their guy. They would already know, which is kind of like what happened in New England. But the NFL said, this is a bad look. These guys are all, hiring people that without really even interviewing. So they wanted to at least slow the process down a little bit with in-person and with the Rooney Rule and all that stuff. I would argue that there's other people, and ultimately all that matters is how he does. I guess here's my question. Will it really matter if they're 2-5? Will anybody call in to you guys and say, this is why they should have interviewed other people?
Yes.
Or is it,
Actually, yes.
Or is it just whether he's good or bad, he either stinks or he's not?
Yeah, no,
I understand.
Will people really care about the process at that point?
If he's great, no one's going to care about the process. If he's bad, no one cares about the process. They just care that he's bad.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
We can talk about the process now, but ultimately they're just going to be concerned about. They're not going to call you week 7 after he makes a bad decision and say, this is why they should interview guys last January. I mean, maybe somebody will, but
it will be more about that they're not having success on the field, right?
Correct.
I want to ask you a question about what we were talking about earlier in this show, and that is the idea, I believe the idea that you can't miss on a tackle in the first round and that tackles are a safe pick. I find that very antiquated. I think once upon a time, tackles were safe picks. There's a report out there that if Elliott Wolf takes over the front office, he could go tackle at 3. I think that's crazy.
Nuts.
Well, if you think the guy is like Tony Baselli or like an all-time guy, I have no problem with that whatsoever. There used to be a belief that it's a safe pick. I did my first game this year was Titans at the Saints, okay? The Saints traded up to get Trevor Penning in the first round. Terrible. Cannot play. Now, he was the 16th pick or whatever, but they traded up to get him. They had to bench him like 3 or 4 games into the year. Hey, and the guy that was playing left tackle for the Titans, Andre Dillard, the Eagles took him to be the heir apparent to Jason Peters. Can't really play. So that's 2 first-round picks in that game that cannot play. So I think the safe thing is overrated. I will say, like, Joe Alt from Notre Dame, remember his dad, John Alt, and Olu from Penn. I mean, those guys are really, really good, but they need a quarterback. I mean, I would lose my mind if the Patriots have the 3rd pick and don't take a quarterback. They have to take a quarterback. That would be. And then who are they going to get? Who's going to be the quarterback if they take a tackle at 3?
I have no idea. We don't know. I have no idea. That's why I need the quarterback at 3.
Just based on that report, right now I'm going to start fireelliottwolf.com.
Oh, come on.
He doesn't even have the job yet.
Let's go.
I'm just kidding, Elliott Wolf. I'm kidding.
I'll go in. No. Don't kid. I'll go in with you.
Elliott Wolf.
Whatever you need.
How much does it cost?
I am with you.
No, because there's 3 quarterbacks. When you look at Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels, I think people would really be fired up about. Now, Harbaugh's out here saying J.J. McCarthy's the best of them.
He's biased.
Yeah, of course he is. But that kid's been good. I mean, he hasn't put the numbers up because Michigan has like an older school offense where they're not asking him to do it as much. Who knows what he would have done at UNC or USC or with Lincoln Riley as his coach.
What are your responsibilities for game? Are they CBS? Are they incorporating you into anything this weekend?
That's an awesome question, actually. I will be in studio with Tiki Barber in New York City in a suit and tie only if they lose power in Las Vegas. we are backup.
You're the backup crew.
Yeah. We're backup. Which I think is very smart of CBS. It happened, right? Like 10 years ago.
Oh, sure. Remember when the lights went out?
San Francisco,
New Orleans.
That was that Super Bowl. That's right.
So,
and,
I'm
Steve Tasker had the tap dance.
Yes. Steve Tasker's the only one that still had power. So I'm going to be sitting at a desk with Tiki watching the game just in case the power goes out. So kudos to CBS because I'm getting paid to do it. Like kudos to CBS for saying, you know what, we're going to have the backup plan ready.
So
awesome.
Is your thought
the generator?
Is your thought? I hope the power goes out, or is it don't hit the no? Keep that power on.
Well, depends what kind of day Tony's having. Right?
I've been told not to joke about that.
Yeah.
But let's just say I'm from Reading, Pennsylvania. And I may or may not have a couple buddies from high school that have volunteered, okay, to get me 300 million people watching.
Get a couple crazy ones from back where we live. Yeah. We got some wackos back here.
Yes.
Couple hunkies. We'll cut the cord.
Yes.
It's going to be like Ocean's 11 when they cut the power here in Vegas.
Boom. What the hell were you doing last night or this morning early at 4:42 a.m. videoing a guy getting his head massaged at the slots?
So my recording window is 5 a.m. here.
Yeah,
so I was walking. That was actually 4:22 a.m.
4:22.
So I'm walking through. It's unbelievable here at Ross Tucker NFL. By the way, you got to say that, Zoe. That's a critical component. So I'm walking through here, and they make you walk through the casino from the Uber drop-off. And there's a guy, there's only one guy I can see in the whole place, and he's on the slots, and he has this attractive lady rubbing the back of his scalp.
With her bare hands. Like, bare hands.
Keeping him loose, man. It's game day for him.
He said it's $1, $2 a minute.
I have a question. I'm like, because I thought maybe it was like, you get free drinks if you're gambling?
Yeah, sure.
I thought maybe you could get a free head massage. I was like, that's incredible. So she's like, it's $2 per minute. My question is this, like, does she
work here?
Yes.
No, she has a T-shirt on and everything.
Oh, like she's
she got a money belt
by the casino.
Oh, money belt.
Employed by the casino.
Okay.
It's another revenue generating
bare fingers, though, no
Okay.
gloves.
But here's my question: like, my wife, would freak. Like, the idea. Does she just go around and then she goes to Zoe and gives that guy's lice to Zoe? Zoe's
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I also want to ask: is it like being at the red light where you get your window washed even if you didn't want it? And now they're expecting the money, right? You're at the slots. She comes up. The first 30 seconds, she kind of gets in there, gets going, and then she's like, "Hey, baby, it's $2 a minute."
Dude, I'll give $10 for that though. Scalp massages, but when you go to a massage therapist and they say, "Do you want your scalp massage?" Who says no to that?
No,
that feels amazing.
That's why
I want my scalp massage.
Seems like a loaded question.
Yeah. See, Mike doesn't get haircuts anymore, so when you go get a haircut,
they're bald for a while.
She's got the nails in they're shampooing.
I bet it would feel better for
and
you.
Give you a little scratch. That's like,
I don't know where your hands have been. Okay,
that's
what's the
really the issue.
Hey, Ross, that's the problem. Do we have like the wet wipes, or do we just like
sanitizer, lotions? What do we have?
All things, by the way, all the things that I
customer?
never would have thought of 20 years ago, but now, like, that's things that we talk about and think about. 20 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, no problem. Go for it.
Yeah, whatever.
So we were talking earlier. Your former coach, Bill Belichick, now shut out of the NFL.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out. I'm not going to let you know how I
Guarantee
feel.
he gets a job next
I'm not
year.
going to use my
Guarantee.
Guarantee he gets a
I'm
job.
not my
you
poker face. Why do you guarantee that?
Wouldn't you have guaranteed it this season too? Did you guarantee it?
I would have thought high likelihood this season.
All right.
I'm
But now he's
guaranteeing it
guaranteeing
next
it.
season
Why?
because he is going to go through a year of what I call a media cleanse. You know how they say that the people who's it, like with the live golf, they call that. What's the term they use for that?
Take the money.
Sports
It's called
washing.
take the money.
Sports
Right.
washing. They call it sports washing. He's going to have a broadcast washing season. He's going to do something on TV, and people are going to be like, wow, I like him. He's fun. He's going to show some personality.
Yep.
He's going to have some insight. They're going to be a year further removed from what happened with the Patriots being bad. And as long as he doesn't overplay his hand again, like he did in Atlanta, and want to run the whole show, somebody's going to hire him. He wants that record bad, so.
Sure he does.
He's gonna accept the job.
He won't admit it.
He'll accept some job next year because he wants those 15 wins. I mean, there's a reason why anytime the Patriots ever win anything, NFL Films has been there the whole year. I want the footage from this past year's NFL Films. I want the Mac Jones Bailey Zappi NFL Films footage.